back. It still is Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Chinedu here. Well, there is a lot to unpack on the show today, but I would like to start with something that I did not introduce in the big stories, but we need to talk about nonetheless. And it's the state of things in River State. It's been exactly 2 months after the state of emergency was lifted in River State. All A political analyst, rather, Justice Chimene Williams, says the state is still operating in what he describes as a post-emergency phase. Speaking on Nigeria Info's Morning Crossfire, he explained that residents are now uncertain about Governor Similaye Fubara's leadership direction.
I categorize River State today into three. Pre-state of emergency, then emergency, and post-emergency. Now, pre-declaration of emergency, Governor Fubara, we believe, was the best thing that happened to River State. Then, we saw the work Governor Fubara was doing. He was bent on changing the narratives. Post-emergency state is where we are now. The Governor Fubara we knew during pre-emergency state it's not the same Fubara we are seeing now. That's governance, in my understanding, is dead.
All right. J.C. Williams says governance is dead. Williams also raised concerns about the inactivity of the State House of Assembly, noting that despite reports that the governor has submitted a list of commissioner nominees, lawmakers have yet to reconvene to vet or confirm them.
The House of Assembly or the legislature should be seen to be working. House of Assembly, have you heard them sit? First time they sat was, they talked about representing budget and submitting names of
commissioners
to probe a bus. And then afterwards they went to sleep. Is that governance? Have you heard that he has submitted the list of commissioners? What is holding the full composition of the River State Executive Council? This state of emergency, all the things they say Airbus did, blah, 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 they are going to probe. Are we hearing anything? So move on. Let the state move on. You don't have to remain in the era of state of emergency.
The lawyer urged state leaders to retrace their steps and provide genuine leadership rather than turning every issue into a political contest. Now, I agree completely with J.C. Williams. Not that development or governance is dead, no. I agree with him that River State now operates on a pre- and post-emergency rule. You see, when something iconic that is bound to change the course of history happens, it becomes the definition of an era. Let's take, for example, Christians believe that with the coming and the death of Christ, it affected the calendar. Now you hear people say BC, AD, before Christ and after death, right? That's what they claim it stands for. Because that was a defining era. So the state of emergency is doing that to River State. Now you have to talk about River State and somebody will say, is this pre-emergency rule or post? Because that is a defining era. I am a part of, I don't want to give too much detail, but an academic exercise. And they're talking about technology in one of the courses. And somebody says, pre-COVID. Right? And they were talking about this pre-COVID as if it was 50, 100 years ago. And I remember saying, because it's an international program, excuse me, COVID was just 5 years ago. But COVID changed the course of the world's history, that now it started a new era. Now, if you're talking, you have to say pre-COVID and post-COVID. So it is when something that is defining, something that is huge, something that maybe even reshapes how people think and behave happens, that it starts a new era. Whether or not you accept, whether or not you agree, River State is in a post-emergency. And everything that happens now will be judged based on the behavior, the body language, the way things are done after the emergency rule. As for whether you think there's governance, there's leadership, well, that's another conversation. But I agree with pre- and post-emergency rule.
I categorize River State today into three. Pre-state of emergency, then emergency, and post-emergency. Now, pre-declaration of emergency, Governor Fubara, we believe, was the best thing that happened to River State. Then, we saw the work Governor Fubara was doing. He was bent on changing the narratives. Post-emergency state is where we are now. The Governor Fubara we knew during pre-emergency state is not the same Fubara we are seeing now. That's the governance, in my understanding, is dead.
The way he's emphasizing pre. All right, we go from there to Abuja, where the president has a few thoughts. President Bola Tinubu has ordered the swift rescue of the female students abducted from Government Girls Secondary School in Maga, Kebbi State. The Minister of Information and National Information, Mohammed Idris, made this known. Gunmen attacked the school on Monday morning and kidnapped 25 female students during the raid. The police spokesperson in Kebbi, Nafiu Kotar Koshi, said the school's vice principal, Hassan Makuku, was killed during the attack, while a security guard, Ali Shehu, sustained gunshot injuries to his right hand. And the governor of that state, Nasir Idris, has assured parents of the schoolgirls abducted from the Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School in Maga that efforts are underway to rescue their children. The governor stated this on Monday after visiting Maga, where the incident occurred, and holding a closed-door meeting with security agencies, traditional rulers, and parents of the abducted students.
We have seen things by ourselves, and we see the parents that their children were being abducted. And we give them confidence, we give them our words that we'll do everything possible to ensure that their children are being rescued. And we also assure them that let them have confidence in us, and we'll make sure that the security agencies will do everything possible to do the needful. That is the essence of our coming to Maga, to see our people and also to give them confidence and to give them words of encouragement.
All right. Your Excellency, Governor of Kebbi State, you have spoken well. Unfortunately, while I was not at that meeting, I'm certain that those parents found it difficult to believe. I am certain. Because mass school abductions have become Nigerian tradition. It has become culture. If a family, a town, a people are known for something, and you want to convince the next person who is supposed to go into business with them that this particular case will be different, you're fighting a battle that you have no chance of winning even before you get to fight. And I'm not saying that we should not believe the Kebbi State governor. I'm simply saying that this has happened too many times that Nigerians are now used to it. We've had mass school abductions from as far back as 10 years ago. You remember Chibok, which was the popular one? It was in 2014. Chibok is over 10 years ago. Let me reel out some stats. Government Secondary School, Chibok, right, because the school was in Chibok. On the 14th of April, 2014, 276 girls were abducted. Government Girls Science and Technical College, Dapchi, 19 February 2018, 110 girls abducted. Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, Katsina State, 11 to 12 December 2020, 333 boys abducted. Government Science College, Kagara, Niger State, 17th of February 2021, 42 people, 27 students plus staff and relatives, 1 student killed during the raid. Government Girls Science Secondary School, Jangebe, Zamfara State, 26 February 2021, 279 girls abducted. Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, Kaduna State, 11 March 2021, 39 students abducted. Islamic Islamia, Tegina, Niger State, 30th of May 2021, 100 to 200 pupils abducted. Bethel Baptist Secondary School, Kuguma, Chikun Local Government Area, Kaduna State, to 5th of July 2021, 140 pupils abducted. Local Government Education Authority School, Kuriga, Chikun Local Government Area, Kaduna State, 7th of March 2024, 287 students abducted. The latest one was as recently as last year. This has happened within the space of 10 to 11 years. All of these cases, none of the kids were rescued. They were released eventually. Some, they are still looking for them. Some were released. But the security forces did not stop any of the abductions. They had abducted the students successfully. Then, government now talked about, okay, how can we get them back? At no point did the security foil the attempt. Say, okay, when they were trying to take them, then security was there. They shot fire for fire. Then the rest, The students always got to the camp of the terrorists completely. Spent a few nights, ate rice and beans before you now heard that people were released. As a matter of fact, and this is why many times people talk about this whole thing as, what's it called? Christian genocide. Government Girls Science and Technical College, Dapchi, Yobe State, 19 February 2018. All the girls were released except Leah Sharibu. That's the Leah Sharibu abduction. And they claimed, this is what made its way to the media, that is because she is a Christian. Others were Muslims. That's why they released them. So you see, even if you want to start fighting this Christian genocide narrative, there's a lot that has happened, which may or may not be accurate, that is not in the government's best interest. The narrative does not favor their defense. So with all these things that I have read out, Kaduna State Governor, it's going to be difficult for these particular parents to believe that this one time the government will actually do what is meant to do, because they have seen other abductions happen around them. And while this is what the governor is supposed to say, of course, he's supposed to put up a strong front, assure that, oh, the kids will be back, we are doing our best. What of all the other times that you also did your best, transcending through different governments? Now, mind you, in this 10-year space, we've had 3 presidents. Chibok was Goodluck Jonathan. Remember, Bring Back Our Girls was Goodluck Jonathan. It kept happening till 8 years of Buhari, and now Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So 3 presidents have lived through abductions. The strategy has not changed. The style has not changed. The mechanism has not changed. And promises were made to all those parents. So, Your Excellency, Malam Nasir Idris, Executive Governor of Kebbi State, why will any parent believe these words?
We have seen things by ourselves, and we see the parent that their children were being abducted. And we give them confidence, we give them our words that we'll do everything possible to ensure that their children are being rescued. And we also assure them that let them have confidence in us, and we'll make sure that the security agencies will do everything possible to do the needful. That is the essence of our coming to to see our people, and also to give them confidence and to give them words of encouragement.
All right, encouragement they definitely need. But let me say this very clearly. The terrorist group is living up to its title. Go and check the meaning of Boko Haram. Then you understand why they're abducting kids from schools. It is important that the government also lives up to its responsibility of protecting lives and property. Very important. We go from that to the People's Democratic Party, who has a lot on its plate. Yes, indeed. Now, a meeting was supposed to be convened today of the other faction, and we've heard stories. What made its way to the news earlier today, I think it made our 2 o'clock bulletin, is that violence erupted at the PDP national headquarters in Abuja, forcing police to fire tear gas to disperse supporters amid an escalating leadership tussle between rival factions. The chaos broke out at Wadata Plaza as Governor Sheyi Makinde and Bala Mohammed arrived alongside the Turaki-led executive, clashing with supporters of Senator Anyanwu's faction, who attempted to block access despite earlier heavy security at the venue. And still on the PDP crisis, a member of the party's board of trustees, Alhaji Fasiu Bakene, says internal conflict will soon be resolved and expressed optimism that the party will emerge stronger ahead of the 2027 general elections. Bakene described the expulsion of Nyesom Wike, Ayodele Fayoshe, and Samuel Anyanwu as long overdue, stating their actions undermined the PDP and their removal will help restore discipline and rebuild confidence in the party's progress. Okay. Just like the Kaduna State Governor, this one is difficult to believe. Alhaji Fasiu, internal conflicts will soon be resolved. I don't think so. And I mean everybody well. I mean the PDP well, APC, neutrals, everybody. But I'm very sure that this conflict will not be resolved soon. Not because I hate the PDP, but because I have sense and I have eyes and I can see that this is just the beginning. I don't know if there's a good side to this. Maybe that I'll have something to talk about every day on Hard Facts. But as always, we watch, we wait. Moving on, and this is a sad one. The River State Police Command says it has begun investigating the cause of the fire that destroyed a makeshift building behind the Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic on Sunday. Police spokesperson Grace Iringekoko told our correspondent Emeka Otuka that the children's mother is being questioned after allegations that she locked her children inside the room before going out at night. Iringekoko confirmed that 2 of the children, aged between 5 and 9, were burnt to death. She warned residents against leaving minors alone at home and assured that the outcome of the investigation will be made public. Earlier, an eyewitness said 2 of the 4 children, locked in by their mother, were awake and tried to save their younger siblings, who were sleeping, but the heat was too much and they had to run out.
They were sleeping and their mother locked them inside house and went to buy something. So I don't know whether the mother put candle. So we don't know how the fire take enter the house. He has run away. We don't see the woman and his children is here. He has 4 children, 2 escaped, 2 died.
It was also gathered that neighbors who had previously had a misunderstanding with the children's mother allegedly did not step in to help and lost their own belongings as the fire spread through the building, which houses 27 families. The eyewitness narrated how the fire started, how residents of the building could not recover any of the property as the fire spread through the building.
So we couldn't pick anything out from the house. We had to run for our life so that the fire will not reach us. Even my daughter is in the church, is naked. No slippers, no pants, nothing. Yes, I lost my money, I lost my POS, my phone, because we used to do POS in Stadium Road. I have like 50,000 POS, then physical money was 20,000.
Okay. So it's sad. 2 kids gone. Is it carelessness, negligence, fate, bad luck? What exactly would you call it? We're hoping, like the police PRO claimed, the investigation will be made public. We get to understand what caused what and why. And at this point, it is understandable if you blame the mother, right? The default position of most people listening would be, what is wrong with that woman? Why would you lock your kids and go and buy something? Maybe she left a candle. And I think there's a fair share of blame that she should get, right? But this might not be the best time to do that, even though it is warranted. The questions I would like to ask, unfortunately, answering these questions would also lead to blaming her. Where exactly did you go to buy whatever it is you needed to buy? That you were away for the entire stretch of that building, getting burnt to the point where 2 of your kids died. Right? Now again, think about it. The woman must have taken some time. Also, I don't think this is the first time she's done it. That's why maybe she was comfortable doing it, right? We know how things are. Oh, make I just reach junction, buy something. You've maybe locked your kids before, you went and you came back, nothing happened. You've done it a couple of times. So that's why it was easy for her. Maybe she has no one to help her. Make her just rush, go. Right? We can maybe understand that. But you couldn't... again, like I said, I'm trying not to blame the woman. You couldn't talk to a neighbor. Mommy, Junior, I beg, make I reach my children day house, so make I rush. The report clearly stated that she had a misunderstanding with some neighbors. So the beef in the compound was so profound that it made the news. I understand. I also live in a compound. I have neighbors. Of course, I will not tell you if I'm quarreling with anyone. But the point is, neighbors quarrel. Some know they talk. Some, the water we pump, you finish them. You go spread clothes. These are normal community, right? It happens. But are you telling me there's not one person in that compound? That woman where they always greet you when you come by, you say, I beg, make I rush go, my children. Because I'm thinking of all the ways that this could have been averted. Unfortunately, it has happened. We only have these kinds of analysis after the fact. But even worse, I'm thinking of the horrors these children must have passed through. Their final moments were in pain. Two were awake, trying to rescue the other two, and they could not because of how intense the heat was. Do you understand what it means for your final moments to be in struggle? That a person did not die a peaceful death. And this person is a minor, is a child. Where your mama, she go buy something. Maybe it's food she even went to buy for them. But it cost them their lives. There are so many lessons to learn from here. I'm sure I'm not even sharing all the lessons. We have to be very careful. Every day like clockwork, we play the fire PSA. Every day.
You spend a lot of your hard-earned money.
Like the police said, investigation should be made public. Finally, and I'll not dwell on this, terrorist group is Islamic State West Africa Province, ISWAP, say they have killed the Brigadier General M. Uba following the ambush of a convoy. They took responsibility of the attack and the eventual death that followed. Those are the stories that made the big stories. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. Please turn off your radio as you call. It's very important. Fine Mind on WhatsApp says, when you feed a lion and refuse to tame it, it will grow to eat you up. PDP groomed Wike into a lion, and today, the lion has devoured them. PDP is the past as far as I'm concerned. The annoying part of the gruesome murder of the Brigadier General is the fact that the inept Nigerian government tried to cover it up with lies. Maybe to protect their deteriorated public image. Until ISWAP released a video, this shows you how inhumane our so-called leaders are. Imagine if this was their own son or relative. As for the woman that lost her children, her story teaches us two lessons. One, don't lock in your children, no matter how careful you are. If the door was open, they would have easily run out. Two, don't keep malice with your neighbors, no matter what. They are the first to come to your aid when you're in trouble. The neighbors refused to help because of the malice she kept with them. That's what the news report said. I honestly wonder what it was like when our correspondent went to cover this story. I'm just thinking, how bad was it? Clinton calls from Bori. Hello, Clinton. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sam Oracle.
Good afternoon.
This very story of this fire outbreak and the mother losing two children is very, very unfortunate and pathetic. So, if we had a beef, we had a quarrel, does it amount to someone losing his or her life? So you cannot do anything about it because we had a quarrel when you had the opportunity to help. So I think it makes no sense. It shouldn't make the noise in the news at all. It's very unfortunate. On the statement of the Mr. President ordering the rescue of those 25 schoolgirls, see, we've gotten past the stage of giving this kind of orders because this is not the first time we had this reoccurring. See, we must declare a state of emergency in the security sector. It is too much. It is too much because we cannot continue this way. Every day we will cry, say that people are dying, What is happening to our military? Let them go there. In fact, someone was killed. One of them was killed recently in a disgraceful manner. They should be angry. Go into those forests and get those people, those hoodlums arrested and even prosecuted. I said we talk too much in this country. Let's start acting.
Okay.
Then finally,
Quickly,
Jesse
please.
Williams saying that River State, the governors has paid the River State. He called what do you call it? The
Emergency. Quickly.
Yes. When that thing was happening, they were the ones putting fire to everything. Today, because the governor is not going to dance to their tune, He's now calling that there's governors and state in Rivers State. It's a lie. We have governors in Rivers State. Thank you very much.
It's a lie. Cookingam, good afternoon.
Sammy, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oracle, my problem this afternoon is two children. My mind went to my small girl that's in the school. After River State. That's my problem.
So sorry, Kukigama, I had to let you go. I could not make out what you were saying. Thank God Ability at Weibo on WhatsApp says, Sam, greetings. Let's be honest. There's nothing to show that the state has bounced back from the state of emergency. Rivers youths are roaming around the streets of Port Harcourt with no job, no human capital development for the youths, no skill acquisition for the youths, no programs for the youths to engage in. I'm beginning to lose hope. That's from Thank God Ability at Weibo. Good morning, Sam. Everything the man said concerning governance in River State is perfectly correct. The state has been taking backwards as a result of the illegal emergency rule, all because of one man's selfish political interest. Oyinshi Ejiofor says on WhatsApp. Hello.
Yeah, JJ, calling from the WhatsApp.
All right, Dede, go ahead.
Yeah, my concern goes to the family of the general that lost life.
Okay.
During the attack. I pray that the Lord console his family. And may the Lord support him. It's a very big concern in the sense that I don't know why up to now there are people and the military and information given to the public, even among themselves. It cannot match. It's a very big concern. If they can ambush the military like what will happen to the authorities who does not have AK-47 or anything like that? I think sometime 2 weeks ago, Trump was talking about sending his army here, all the whole Nigeria, everybody those again. Now, since the incident happened, what has the president said? Who is the chief commander of all these armed forces? And of Sinai has not made one state a general lost. And the chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has not made any comment over it. It's very unfortunate. We really need them.
All right. Let's see if I can squeeze in one more message before we take a break. It'd be wrong for any person to think that Fubara should still be what he was. If Fubara should be what he was before the emergency, why was he suspended? Even the speaker that was boasting of not being a rubber stamp cannot say anything. If he says he's not a rubber stamp, he should call for seating. River State is in the pocket of one man. Jackson from Iba says. After the break, we talk some more. Stay with us.